Howdy folks, Todd with Great Escape Farms here. Today I am working on an XT2 series of the Cub Cadet. This particular model is an LX42, but a lot of them are very much the same. I'm troubleshooting an issue, but it doesn't matter what the issue is. You could just be wanting to sharpen blades or something. I need to remove the mower deck here, and I'm going to show you how to do that real quick, regardless of what reason you need to remove it. Like I say, just general maintenance to clean it up, to lubricate it, to sharpen the actual blades themselves, or to troubleshoot an issue like I am with the drive cable itself that is having an issue with the PTO here. So there are four, as they call them, cotter pins holding this deck. I'm sorry, there's three that are holding the deck on and one that's holding a cable on. So there's the front one, and then there's one on the back right side, and another one on the back left side. Let me see if I can get down there. Right there. Hopefully you can see that one right there. So those three will allow us to drop the deck, and then we need to remove the cable itself that is the PTO driver. So what I am going to do is start by removing the front one. I have found this easiest on my particular setup here. So I will go ahead and remove this one right here. And the way that I found that is easiest to remove it is just grab it with a pair of needle nose pliers here. Flashlight is always helpful, and kind of pull down on it and just kind of, I was pulling down and I was pushing back, and that removed the pin. You want to save these pins because we will be reusing them. Once it is done, I will lift up with one hand and push out with the other. Push this rod out, which will drop the front. You notice it dropped down, and this piece is just sitting right here. So the front is down on the ground now. That will make things easier on the back. So let's move to the back. And what I have found for the back for my particular lawnmower here is to take a 2x4 and put it on the 2-inch side underneath right here, and take your deck height level, and I go down to almost all the way down. I'm actually up one, and that takes a lot of the pressure off of our cotter pin here. And then same thing as before. In this case, you can see the loose end is facing towards the back. I want to push the opposite end, so I pull down and towards the front, and this is removed, so I will set that aside and use it. And you notice this is the perfect level, and that's because I have a 2x4 underneath it. So now I lift this up. Actually, I didn't have to. And we go to the other side and remove it. And again, I'm going to lift up just a little bit and put the 2x4 underneath. That's going to take the weight off and make it so I don't crush any fingers. Again, the open end of the cotter pin is facing back, so I'm going to pull down and go forward with it, and that removed it. And now I am free. So what I'm going to do, let me grab my cotter pins. I'm going to take these cotter pins and put them into a plastic bag so they're all together. I have 3 of them now. I will have one more in a moment. And one other thing I almost forgot about is removing the drive belt itself. So the drive belt is connected up to the pulley here, and it is protected by this bar that comes down. There is a bolt on the other side that you can actually remove this with. What I've found is easier for me is just to push that bar away from me on this side. So I'm on the side opposite of where the bolt is. Push it away. It came out of this hole right here. And because it's pushed away, I can now remove the belt underneath of the pulley, and that will allow it to come out. I also, in between now and the last step, I removed the 2x4 from the back piece here, so we are laying down underneath. The best thing to do at this point is go ahead and put the bar, the level all the way up, and you'll notice that will give me free range to pull it right out now. So let me go ahead and pull it out. And you'll notice that there is not a cable right here, and my spring is right here. So that is the problem I had, is my cable actually broke and came off here, and that's the reason I'm removing this. But normally you would have a cotter pin right here. You would go ahead and remove the cotter pin here and remove the cable, and this whole spring, everything would come off completely. This is it engages the PTO, and it also puts brakes on the pulleys itself here to stop the blade in case, for whatever reason, you disengage PTO, one of the safety mechanism trips or whatever. It stops the belt pretty quick, stops the blades pretty quick.